Open Line Friday, Rush Limbaugh having more fun than a human being should be allowed to have. This unbelievable CNN is reporting that President Obama's proposal to raise taxes on the highest earning Americans could take a 1% bite out of economic growth. Obama's tax increase on the rich could slow economic growth by 1 percentage point. Now, you may not think that's a big deal, but with economic growth barely at 1%, Obama's tax increase could bring economic growth to a standstill, zero growth. How does that help the middle class? How does that help the poor? When the economy isn't growing, how has anybody helped? Raising taxes on the rich slows down the economy by 1%. And there are people who think it's a good idea. Because it's all about getting even with people. It's all about being fair. Getting even with. Making sure some people suffer as long as everybody else is. The Daily Caller is reporting. I didn't see this because as you know, I don't watch MSNBC. And I've imposed a ban on MSNBC sound bites. And aside from today, my life has been much better as a result of that. The political term kitchen cabinet. Do you know the origins of this term? You know the origins of the kitchen cabinet? It got started in the early 1800s, and it was used to describe the informal advisors around President Andrew Jackson. Now, according to a guest on MSNBC, is on Lawrence O'Donnell's show on Wednesday, the term kitchen cabinet is now racist. Mark Thompson, who hosts some serious radio program, told Lawrence O'Donnell that Mitt Romney should not have used the term kitchen cabinet at the NAALCP convention. He says it might have been a small thing, but it's important for people to understand you can't be culturally ignorant. He singled out one African American who came with the 20 in his entourage as an African American that was in his kitchen cabinet in Massachusetts. And he promised that he would remain in his kitchen cabinet if he was in the White House. According to this guy, mentioning African Americans and kitchens in the same sentence is a bad idea. This guy said to talk about being in the kitchen and not talk about African American actually being in your real cabinet. That's not a good metaphor to use with African Americans. You say you got a black guy in your kitchen cabinet, but he's not in your real cabinet, then he's a step and fetch it, and it's racist. I kid you not. That was advanced as a theory on NBC on Wednesday night. And Romney made a tactical error. He doesn't understand black culture. You have a kitchen cabinet. You got one guy in your kitchen cabinet, but he's not in your real cabinet. You go to NAALCP. You say, this guy's been in my kitchen cabinet, and he's going to stay in my kitchen cabinet. He's nothing more than a slave. I don't know that the guy's black. His name's Mark Thompson. I never heard of him. I don't know if he's black or not. I didn't see it. Anyway, after this guy said this, then Lawrence O'Donnell parroted a line from Al Sharpton, who said that Romney wanted to be booed at the NAALCP, but O'Donnell said Romney wanted to be booed to appeal to certain racist precincts. So he was building off the comment of Pelosi. And all of this is happening during the presidency of the first black president, how many people voted for Obama thinking that it would end racism, that would end all these arguments, that finally we'd be done with this? And all it's done, and I predicted it, and I don't mind doing it. See, I told you so. I warned you it was going to get even worse, because I said any disagreement whatsoever with Obama, no matter how outrageous the idea, is going to be chalked up to racism. And it's getting absurd now. I mean, we just remember this Coker babe, whatever her name was, that from the convention. I kept this aside. I actually kept this because I knew I was going to have to use it. What is her name? Charlotte Stoker Manning, chairwoman of women in the NAACP, said about Romney, you can't come here and talk about jobs for black people at the level he's coming from. He's talking about entrepreneurship, savings accounts. Black people can barely find a way to get back and forth from work. They don't know savings accounts and entrepreneurship. Doesn't Romney know that? And now we got this guy on MSNBC last night. It's racist to say that you got a black guy in your kitchen cabinet. I don't think this guy has the slightest idea what a kitchen cabinet is. Sounds like he actually thinks it's a bunch of household staff. I'll tell you, we're surrounded by lunatics, people that should be in insane asylums, and just genuinely stupid people. We are surrounded by them. We're being governed by them.